Good morning, church family. It's so good to have you with us this morning. How good is our God? He is so, so good. I hope that you have really enjoyed and been challenged by the End of Me series that we've been doing together. I know I have in my life, and I hope there's aspects of your life and your walk with God that you've been challenged with as well. I've got my beautiful sunflowers here, and God gave me this really awesome idea this morning that I want to share with you. Now, most of you will probably know this fact that sunflowers follow the sun. I don't know how it works, but they do. And wherever the sun is, they follow it. But I noticed something the other day when we got a bit of rain last week and it was all overcast. My sunflowers were all over the place. They were not in one direction because they were clouded and they didn't have a direct line to the sun. And it got me thinking that sometimes we can be a little bit like a sunflower. God has designed us to reflect His love, to reflect His goodness, and to follow Him. And just like a sunflower, we bring a smile to people's faces with the joy and the love that we share when we do follow God. But sometimes, just like my little sunflowers, we can fill our lives with things that cloud us. Or maybe situations happen that cloud us. And we can get confused. And we don't know which way to turn. And we forget where God is and how important He is in our lives. And I really feel like God wants to challenge us in that today. That the things in your life that He's been challenging you with over this series, that it's not about you. That it's not about your focuses and your dreams and what you want to do. That to live your best life, God wants you to be thinking about Him and Him first and foremost. And in that way, you will reflect His love and His goodness. And this analogy reminded me of a story in the Bible when Moses receives the 10 Commandments and he has been in the presence of God. He comes down off the mountain and the people are afraid. They're terrified because his face is physically glowing. It's physically glowing. And Moses ends up putting a veil over his face to cover up the glory of God because the people were so afraid. And in 2 Corinthians, Paul writes this, and I wanted to share it with you today. In 2 Corinthians 3, verse 16 to 18, it says, "But whenever someone turns to the Lord, that veil is taken away, that cloud is taken away. For the Lord is Spirit, and wherever the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom." Woohoo! How powerful are those words? So, all of us who have had that veil removed can see and reflect the glory of God. And God, who is Spirit, makes us more and more like Him as we are changed into His glorious image. How awesome is that? Our veils have been removed. God has shown us the way to Him, how to follow Him. And in doing so, we then reflect Him, reflect His glory and His goodness to the people around us. So this morning, as we join in communion together, I hope that you can be encouraged in this, that God is your light. And that because He is your light and you reflect Him, you let His light shine.